Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragon Quest Swords. I already did an intro for this livestream, but I'm having to do another one. But at least we're straight in the middle of the action, hey? OBS was trolling me and, as a consequence of its trolling, the beginning of the recording was desynced. So now that it's properly synced up, I can actually conduct a livestream at a standard that would be acceptable for the consumption of an audience. Do I have any more tickets? You don't have any more tickets. I think he offers you to use another one if you do have more. Okay, well I, surprisingly, he says sarcastically, didn't get anything of real interest. I was only using the Tombola tickets because I was restocking on my items. So we're now, with the exception of Yggdrasil dues, all filled up in here. Yggdrasil dues appear to drop as quest rewards, rather than... they're not really accessible for purchase. So, in the recording that you last would have seen for Dragon Quest Swords, I would have been level 70-something, maybe 71, 72. I'm now level 82. That's because between the last recording and this one, I did a little bit of grinding on this character. I decided not to take myself all the way to level 99, because I thought that it would be a little bit overkill if I were at the max level when attempting to get decent scores against Durgib, Nomegoen, and Valgurt Nedlog in the lead up to fighting the final boss. It's probably a little cheap to be at max level when attempting to do that, so I'm not going to do that. Either way, I suspect that in this recording I will be A, beating these three mirrors once again. B, I will be... this is really frustrating. When I say... when I'm doing like A, B, C, it's very confusing when I'm using B, E in addition to the letter B when I'm speaking. So, I'll also make the... what's it called? The Dragon King sword? Something like that. It's confusing because I've got... I had the Dragovian King sword before. And, well, no, I didn't have it, it's that it was an option. It was an option to forge. So it's not the Dragovian King Sword, it's the Dragon King Sword or something like that. So that's the strongest weapon in the game. We should be able to make that once we get noble metals from this here. I think we also get noble metals from, like, a high rank of either of these quests. We'll see how we go. I also think we will have some time to level up our character and then possibly take on Erdas Sophex, which is the final boss. I'm tempted to give it a try without being at level 99, but I would only do that once. I would only ever do it once, and that's if I'm really getting sick of grinding this mirror. This might be the final recording of the new game, as opposed to moving on to a new game plus with, say, the Deathbringer payback mode. But maybe it will be the second to last. It depends if I need to do more grinding on my character. But just to give a full update on what has changed, again, level 82, I'm now at maximum renown. I was almost at max in the previous recording, but now I have reached max. I have an incredible amount of gold because I ended up liquidating my commodities that I've been acquiring from doing lots of King Latem. And also... I have a decent number of mini-medals. I had more at the start of this recording, but I have since purchased some magic water, so now I have a little less. It was like 298 or something before. No, Dragon Quest Swords is not really a spin-off that many people are aware of. Maybe within the Dragon Quest series there is more known about it, but definitely among video game players and RPG players, Dragon Quest Swords is not a very known game. But it's pretty cool. I hope that watching me play it has demonstrated that it's both entertaining and pretty good. Definitely a worthwhile video game. Let's take on Durgib. So I also realized that I may not be happy using Unless for the very final confrontation, but I also realized, courtesy of a reminder from the comment section, and I should actually mention this person by name, because this person has just been dropping some information in the comment sections. It is Drazella. So Drazella, or Draxella, I don't really know how to say your name. It's one of those two pronunciations, I would assume. This person has been very helpful with their comments. Was given a reminder to actually make use of buff. If I am using buff, I won't have to heal as much, in other words, because I won't be taking as much damage. But in the case of Florette, she's actually really good for healing for one specific reason. It's because she has access to a full heal. And when you're at a much higher level, that full heal is going to be very efficient in terms of your consumption of MP, because, you know, full heal when you've got 400 health, that's pretty good. Full heal when you're looking at 800 health, that is really efficient, and the MP cost obviously remains the same throughout. That logic that I just described is precisely what I said back in my 2019 livestream series. I only remembered it by watching it back. I haven't really gone through the whole thing, but I happened to watch me do a little bit of the end game using Florette back in that livestream series, and I explained that, and here I am in the future actually benefiting from the wisdom of past Doom Link. It's kind of ridiculous in a way. I really should be remembering these things. Anyway. Here we go, Durgib. Now, we're going to try and do better than we did last time. We should be able to, but I don't know. No promises. So, I'll just let you complete your standing, or your getting up animation. There we go. Sorry, I was saying previously that it was called Sizz, it's Sizzle. He does have Sizz, but he gets Sizzle. As ridiculous as that sounds. Doing accidental thrusts again, I really don't want to be doing that. You may be able to see that I'm dealing more damage this time than I was last time I was fighting Durgib. I don't suspect my sword is better. I think my stats have just improved. I was being really specific about my timing with Sizzle before. Not necessary. I had the impression that I needed really, really good timing, because I think the amount of leniency with the previous version of this fight, you know, the green one, it's extreme. You get extreme leniency. But just because it's not as lenient in this fight doesn't mean that it's not simple still. It's still a very simple process, as you can see. Some people say that this is a bit cheesy. Well, I don't know if the word cheesy means that you're cheesing the game, but that's what I mean. You are sort of taking advantage of an exploit, almost, because the fight is not meant to be this easy, but it's a very obvious exploit, so I'm using it anyway. Here's the question. Should I be using my Master Stroke now, or should I wait until I've taken full advantage of this Sizzle and attack combo? Yeah, I might do that, weirdly enough. Maybe it's not that weird. The reason why I'm doing it is because he will be harder to hit consistently from a distance. It will require that I hit back his attacks. So my way of thinking is that I'll get a better score if I get as good of a hit chain as I can here, the highest amount of accuracy possible, and yeah, it'll probably end up being better even though. So the sooner you use a Master Stroke, in theory, the more you'll be able to do. Because then, as soon as you hit 100%, you go back to 0, and then you get to build up again. The inability to build up is obviously going to reduce the number of Master Strokes you can do in a fight, but anyway. Giga Slash. Sizzling cheese. That's appetizing. Come on. Ooh, 98. And what's that? 277. Definitely more than last time. We're sitting closer to 200 or like 195. Okay, so I will be doing Magna Shield. I can hit these back, but I'm a little bit scared to ruin my hit chain. Already done that. Already done that. Alright, how much is mid-heal going to heal me by? Oh, okay. Was that about 100? No, less than 100. But still, not too bad. Sitting around 80. So this diminish shield business. Tempting to just allow... Oh, here we go. Tempting to just allow Magna Shield to return me to a normal-sized shield rather than having it done twice. You can see it doesn't give me a Magna Shield. Oh, that's my mistake for getting the wrong order. Maybe I should have done a warm-up. This is the warm-up, honestly. I don't know if my performance is better than last time. I feel like my performance is worse this time, but I'm more effective because my level is higher, if that makes sense. So if I can perform to the same level as last time with this level, let's not reuse words like that. Let's try to be a little more articulate. If I can play as well as I was before, but at this level, then we should get a pretty good score. I think we might have to do 2 confrontations of this. Oh, what the hell was that? I felt like that slash went through, but it clearly didn't. It's all moving a bit too fast for me. It's alright, I just need to speed up, I guess. Do you know what it is? Sometimes I actually lose my cursor through all of the action, all of the activity on the screen. Depends how much is on the screen, you know, but it really did feel like I couldn't see where I was pointing my damn focal point. The figure 8 is probably the hardest to draw out of all of the masterstrokes. So you've got the Figure of Fate, you've got the Light Fantastic, and you've got this fucking masterstroke that I'm doing now, and it's just... it's physically challenging. I have been forgetting to do buff, by the way, so let me do that. It must be frustrating to see me unable to do diagonals. Just trust me when I say that the sensor bar is not as accurate as you might want it to be. I just remember how it was when I was playing this game when I was much younger. I didn't have, you know, a fucking recording setup in front of me. I didn't have, you know, cables, microphones. It was just a full open space. I was further away from the sensor bar, and I just had full range of movement with my arm. And so everything was much more accurate. I'm sorry to say that with this recording setup, it's just not as accurate. I'm doing more wrist movements, because that way I'm not physically moving my arm. Unfortunately, the way the sensor bar works, the more I telegraph, the more I actually move my arm around, the more accurate it's going to be. Oh, here we go again. So yeah, this is definitely a warm-up, because this has been pretty sad. Pretty bad performance on my part. I will also say that there's a little bit of... how do I describe it? I have a subconscious concern that I might just absolutely launch my microphone as well, which causes me to move a little more carefully. Giga Slash. Here we go again. I feel like it's just getting worse and worse, isn't it? It really is. Back to this part of the fight, which is a good thing. I feel like my Wii is struggling to render all of this a little bit more than usual. I haven't healed myself, but it may not be necessary. So, just to be very clear, I am going to get a better score this time than last time, but it's going to be an A rank at best. This has not been a good performance at all. My accuracy is in the toilet. My guard accuracy is not going to be as good as it should be. But hopefully with this warm-up, attempt 2 will be a bit less of an embarrassment. There we go. "65 hits on that hit chain. I think that was higher than the last hit chain that I got. Anlos is at level 98, so he's almost at max. What have we got? Better than last time? Strangely, an S rank. Purely on account of the amount of damage that I'm doing, I guess. I've got decent accuracy, so using Sizzle and hitting him each time he flinches is helping with that. But there is some serious room for improvement. You know, I don't think that you could watch that confrontation and say that I did well, because I was doing a really bad job of hitting the attacks back, so really, the only reason why I have an S rank is because of that exploit that I was using, so I need to at least do better with the guarding and better with hitting back the attacks. That way I'll feel a little better about myself. And again, I could halve that time. I could easily halve that time. I got a noble metal though, so that's one good thing. That's another reason to give it another try. Because if I was performing at that level, and still managed to get 12,000, we can definitely do better. We can definitely, not necessarily X-rank the thing, but definitely get more in the 1400 range, 14 to 1500 points. I didn't end up consuming anything in the way of replenish shield powder. Oh no, did I use replenish shield powder? I was certainly tempted to during that fight, but I guess I didn't end up doing it. Well, didn't consume any of those, so we can just go straight back in, because it's all, you know, MP and HP, this is all going to be back up to max on our rematch, so don't need a restock. Just going to move the microphone away a little bit more, and I'll come up closer to it when I talk. Might be able to get a bit more accuracy out of me under these circumstances. You're seeing the larger movements of my arm? That's what you need to do when playing this game. Still doing accidental thrusts though, I don't know what that's about. It could be my microphone cable causing some interference, because you can see very clearly I'm doing pretty long strokes. See, like that final one for example, that last slash that I did, very, very clearly a long horizontal slash, but it still comes up as a thrust. Got some more replenish shield powder, that's kind of the game. Continuing with the same strategy as before, I'm not going to use my Master Stroke just yet. I'm liking this strategy. It's a little bit annoying to have to, and by this strategy I mean keeping away from the microphone while actually playing. It's annoying to have to come up to the microphone, but at least this way I'm not scared of hitting the damn thing. Let's see how I perform with a figure eight. Not much better, because you need to really move a lot with that one. That's still going to hit the mic, believe it or not, if I go real hard with that. Okay, let's see how we do with returning this stuff. I can do better. We'll see how we go. Let's just do better. We'll accept the diminished shield. Let's keep getting hit by it. Let's not keep getting hit by it. Time to heal myself a bit, hey? I think that's an important part of the strategy as well. It's to just allow yourself to get the smaller shield during the part of the confrontation where you're hitting back the orbs, and then recover to standard size shield using Magna Shield while you're having to guard. I just have to keep track of my cursor, that's what's doing me in. I have so much room for improvement. Maybe it wants you to do slower, more deliberate swings, rather than shorter and faster. Longer and slower rather than shorter and faster. Again, should be doing my buff. I keep forgetting to do that. I don't know if I'm doing better than last time. I'd say that's slightly better, but not by much. I might need to rest and meditate on what I've learned. Obviously that's a quote from Elder Scrolls, but it is actually true. If you spend a day doing something, and you're only becoming a little bit better, and you feel like you've almost become as good as you can, but wish that you could do better, come back the next day. You will notice a significant improvement. It's almost like your mind needs to absorb what you've learned. You know, there's only so much that you can improve by in one sitting. Coming back to it with fresh eyes and a fresh perspective is actually going to make a big difference. It's probably more to do with mental fatigue than anything, but there you go. Alright, better hit chain than last time. We might be looking at a 1300 to 1400, or rather 13,000, 14,000. Let's see what we've got. Definitely better than last time. 13,000. Only a little bit better. But guess what? We can now make the Dragon King sword, because I think that requires 2 noble metals. Two hands on the remote? What? I think that would look absurd. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing it in the privacy of your own home, away from prying eyes, but I'm broadcasting myself. So, I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm sure it would be a popular choice, you know, whatever strategy makes Doom Link look the most ridiculous, I'm sure would be much wanted, much desired. But I must think of myself. Maybe I can... You know what? Two-handed Wii Remote. Why did they never come out with that? Of all of the accessories and peripherals Nintendo came out with for the Nintendo Wii, what happened to the two-handed Wii Remote, huh? What if I need that for my immersion? What if I'm playing a game that uses a two-handed broadsword or something? Or a Zweihänder? I need my two-handed Wii Remote, man. I can't be using this toy with two hands. It just doesn't work. And we need a heavier one too. It needs to be, you know, let's say double the length and heavier. And requires 4 batteries. Alright. So, I believe we upgrade the Orichalcum stick in order to do this. Now, we're not obviously upgrading from 20 attack power to 136. That's just this upgrading to this. Our actual attack power on this sword, and I will check now just so you have a very clear idea of what we're upgrading to, is 105. So it's still a pretty significant upgrade, but it's not 20 to 135. Just in case some of you weren't paying attention. Alright. So this is the strong Dragon Warrior's sword. Dragon King sword, Dragon Warrior's sword, whatever it is. It's good, okay? It's a good weapon, and we're making it now. By the time you get up to this point in the game, like when you're S-ranking Dergib no McGowan, you will be able to make this sword without issue. The gold might be a slight problem, but it won't be for long. I definitely made this sword way sooner. And do you know why? Sorry, I made this sword way sooner in the last recording series that I did, and probably the one before it. And purely the reason why is because I was playing about 1,000 times better, so... yeah. Alright, we've got the Dragon Lord's Doom Masterstroke. It's a very long, multi-stage... Masterstroke. I think it technically has 4 stages, because you do 3 movements with the Wii Remote, and then the 4th is the slash. So it's a 4-stage Masterstroke. Yes, I will equip that now, thank you very much. It looks the dogs on me, apparently. Alright. So we don't have enough noble metals to do this one, but this is the Metal King sword. I think this needs 4, doesn't it? Yes. So this will make killing King Latem faster. It won't necessarily give us better scores, because your score is going to be affected by not just your clear time when doing it, but also your hit chain. So the higher hit chain that will be possible with using a standard sword will make it so that you'll get better scores that way. But this sword, instead of dealing 1 damage per slash on King Latem, deals 2 damage, so effectively double damage. And it's just going to speed everything up. So if you're grinding levels, and I'm possibly going to grind Fleurette up to a nice high rank soon, definitely this sword will be useful for that. But for now, we've got the Dragon Warrior's sword. The sword whose name I keep forgetting, or misremembering. But it is here. I can tell you that visually, particularly the hilt, looks very similar to this. I think this is meant to be a hyper version of this sword. They look similar, don't they? Similar coloration. But when you unsheathe them in the game, frustratingly, they look really similar. They look more similar from the unsheathing screen than they do here. But, anyway, no need to complain about that. Now, let's give this fucking sword a try on Dergib, shall we? Let's see what kind of score we get. Now, I'm not going to completely rely on the sword to give me a good score. I feel like I've already been leaning on my level a little bit in fighting Dergib. So let's instead try to play as well as we can in addition to that. Alright, let's see how this sword looks when we unsheath it. It should look pretty similar to the last one, which I am not that enthused by. Oh no, it looks reasonably different. Noticeable boost in damage. Check this out. And remember, the Master Stroke's going to be better as well. So for example, it's a really good example. We've taken him up to his next stage of the fight, not just jumping back, but he's now inflamed. And we haven't even gotten to the first Master Stroke yet, we're at 90%. So that's a good side-by-side comparison. I don't know if it's worth buffing. We'll buff for the shielding part. Alright, motherfucker. You ready for some Dragon Lord's Doom? This is as I say, not multi-strike! No, I can't go back now. Yeah, here we go, multi-strike. Yeah, definitely what I wanted. How strong is this? 150 damage. It's still decent because the sword is decent, but... Unless it's telling me to use my shield. I don't think he quite understands what's going on here. Not sizzle. I actually intended to heal myself, not use sizzle. I'm pointing my Wii Remote at all of the wrong things. Alright, let's do the bigger shield as well. I actually think this might be the worst performance so far, interestingly enough. I don't know if I can really describe the strategy of that, but it's a little challenging. Oh, fuck. Can I... One point that I haven't made yet, which is important. I know this might sound slightly unconvincing, but one thing that does make it more difficult to return this stuff is that if I get hit, my frames are actually dropping. So, like, literally as I'm moving my cursor is not moving at the speed that my hand is moving, because the game is literally lagging. So that is affecting my accuracy. If you find it strange that, you know, I take the first hit and then after that I just keep taking more hits because my swing is way off, that's probably about 80% of the reason why. The remaining 20%, alright, the remaining 15% is... There's so much shit on the screen that I can barely see my cursor, and then the remaining 5% after that is that I suck. Doom Link making very comprehensive excuses. Yeah, this has definitely been the worst I've done so far, which is shocking, considering that I have this sword. Just indefensible. Let's use Dragon Lord's Doom, shall we? Let's actually get this fucking Master Stroke going. Alright, here's the Master Beta. They tell me to shake it violently, but I don't know how fucking violent they want me to be. I don't want to hurt myself. 462 damage, and really, I didn't do that well with it. Alright. I will be doing a 4th attempt at this, I don't care what you think. I must do better. I must do better. More like a Master Tug, AJ. Or a Master Choke. Now, time cleared should be better when I'm using a sword like this, but I don't think it will be. I don't think it will be better, because my performance has been that shit during this fight. It beggars belief, to be honest. This is probably going to be another 13,000, or maybe even a 12,000, despite the better sword. There you go. That should make it as clear as day that that was a pathetic run. With the strongest sword in the game, I got the same score that I got, what, the first time around? Unbelievable. Alright. Take 4 with this fight. And sorry if it's boring to see the same fight repeatedly, but I think the fights have been quick enough that it's not too boring, hopefully. Alright, let's do it again. This time it's serious. This time we have to actually perform properly. Perform with skill and accuracy. I'm going to carefully consider every move that I make. You're not going to get much of a commentary when I'm actually trying to play, so forgive me. Although you do deserve a commentary for the Master Choke. I can get that to 100 without too much, he says as he fails to get it to 100. Alright, let's shake it violently, guys. Oh no, that wasn't quite good. Okay, maybe I'm all tuckered out. It's the refractory period, man. Oh well. Alright, I won't go that way then. That was really unsuccessful. Come on. Do you see how much the game slowed down there? I hate that he does this thing because it really slows things down. Oh, that's a great time for me to get a really shit accuracy score. What better time to get a shit accuracy score? I'm choosing the wrong time to take the hit from Diminish Shield. That's the moral of the story. Oh my god. I have an invitation for you, Durgib. It's to fuck off. Attendance is required. Again, I shouldn't be trying to shield those. We've established that it's not necessary for when I'm redirecting attacks, deflecting them. It's only when I'm shielding. My promise to carefully consider what I was doing is something I've already reneged on. Nearly broke my wrist, that's okay. If I hadn't broken my wrist already, it's gonna happen now. Just need to be really, like up and down, whatever the fuck, I don't know. I'm sure I would have worked out how to do it effectively before. Just need to do it the way the game wants you to. You have no freedom in masturbation here. You have to do it right. Otherwise you might hurt yourself.
Sonic says!
Yeah, that's the, missing Sonic Says episode.
If you do it that way, you might get hurt.
Alright. Better score this time. Still could have been better. Still not my best. I mean, really. I suppose you could argue at this stage that my longest hit chain is being affected by me dealing more damage, because if you think about it, I was getting a much better hit chain on the lead up to the first Master Stroke before. So maybe we have now reached... No, I shouldn't be excusing myself, because I am noticing that I'm not really improving that much in my gameplay, so maybe it's time to move on to the next boss, and I'll try this one again another time. All I'm going for is better return. Better returning of the attacks. That's really what I'm looking for. I'm getting hit a lot by them. And definitely, my ability to return those accurately is going to affect the length of time it takes to complete the boss. Let's do Nomegon. Are you at max level yet? You must be getting close, unless. Alright, so same thing as before. I'm going to sit back from the microphone for this fight. Really, it's more important for this one than for any of them. But, anyway. Start with a Magna Shield. And maybe a buff as well. Yeah, well, I'm not going to be getting a very good hit chain, am I? Already need to heal myself. But yes, this is basically tennis. This is Wii tennis. This particular fight. I don't know where you're going. Get Dragon Lords doomed. This is definitely a fight where we want to be doing this immediately when we hit 100. Alright, there you go. Thrust into the sky. Let's try a slightly different technique. I'll sort of go like forwards and back. Oh no, that's definitely not how we want to do it. No way. It's definitely up and down. If I do this as opposed to this, no. Does not work. The game does not like that. 478's pretty good though. Dealing pretty good damage with my sword, same as Dergib. You need to do wrist movements with that. There's no way that I can do swings. So when I was talking about poor accuracy when using wrist movements, have to do it there. Like if you've been dissuaded or discouraged from doing quick wrist movements, like quick flicks, that's what I was doing. You have to do it for that. Have to do it for that, because admittedly, accuracy of your swing direction is not as big of a deal for that part of the fight. Accuracy of focal point setting is what's important. So speed and then focal point setting, that's what you need for that part of the fight. So yeah, absolutely wrist flick away. There's no other way to do it at that speed. Our last score with this fight was shit. It'll be better this time. Do we have buff enabled? We do now. Well, not literally now, but it's on its way. It's coming. So far, and maybe it's just because I suck at the game, I'm not seeing a huge benefit to using buff. I'm sure if I were better at the game, I would notice it. God. I'm returning stuff, but I'm also not really. Alright, sizzle time, mate. This is important. Take that, motherfucker. Come on, one hit away! There's absolutely no point actually doing a Master Stroke here. Unless a Master Stroke... No, Master Strokes cannot deal the final blow, and they will not trigger the final blow either, because the enemy needs to be within your swinging distance for the final blow to be dealt. So, yeah, I have to wait until you come closer. I'm just going to shield all of this, because there's no point getting a worse accuracy, or running the risk of getting worse accuracy, when this fucker's already dead. Deal the death blow. There you go. I love my crotch thrusts. Crotch thrusts are essential. You should get a fucking point bonus for a final hit like that. In my opinion, you should. Still an A rank. Still an A rank. It's my guard accuracy. Look at that. If I had an even remotely acceptable guard accuracy percentage, I would have gotten a pretty good score. Look at the clear time though. It's because of the amount of damage that Nermagowan is shooting at you, which is expected to then be returned onto Nermagowan, that leads 2 minutes and 42 seconds to only give you a 1000 clear time bonus. Not good, hey? Like, that's expected. If you're taking longer than that, it's more like a demerit. You're almost being punished for it at that stage. How do I actually... Do I look awkward? Like leaning up at the microphone? No, it's not too bad. Just wanted to make sure. We'll do one more of those and then it'll be Valgurt Nedlog. Due to the nature of this fight, I actually don't need to be far away from my microphone. I could just be like this. Back to comfort. Back to actually not having to awkwardly lean into my microphone to speak. If I didn't lean into it, I would sound distant and kind of shitty. So, I wouldn't want to do that. The closer you are to the microphone, the better it sounds. It's because you get the direct sound rather than any room noise. Yes, yes. And thus is almost 2/3 of the way to reaching the max level. I'll attempt to get a better score, I just don't have huge confidence. Don't know how I missed those first two, that was unusual. Because I was largely on target and the swing definitely was going through. Maybe I do need more accuracy. As we've established, buff is not helping that much. Maybe it is helping. Maybe if I didn't have the buff, I'd be in dire straits. Oh, for goodness sake. And Dragon Lord's Doom. I'll just have to try harder with the masturbating. It's just slightly embarrassing when you're effectively pretending to masturbate on camera and you're not doing it vigorously enough. Look at that. Come on. Like, how is that not vigorous enough? How much of a fool do you want me to make myself out to be? It's unseemly, to be honest. Oh, that was why it was one strike. Yeah, I'm definitely not the master beta. I'm the amateur beta. It does hurt your wrist to do that. I'm happy to report. It's probably because I'm tensing my wrist a bit when doing it, but for good reason. Oh, fuck you. No. If we fail to hit that fucking thing, it's going to heal Nomegoan. That's why that's problematic. There goes my... Ugh, Jesus! So the huge failure there was mostly because I had lost my cursor. It was just gone. We're doing these big deliberate swings, and then my cursor, sometimes it just doesn't come back fast enough either. Then you have to deal with the lag as well. Fuck. Yeah, I knew that was going to kill me. That's alright, Yggdrasil Leaf, it's not a big deal. Seriously. I just can't see if you're guarding or if I'm just missing. Are you in slashing distance? Just about. I'll have my opportunity now. I don't think that's going to be a better score than last time. Doesn't feel like it, doesn't. I don't think that was faster. I think that was slower. And I don't think I was more accurate. So... Wow. Fucking hell. I hate you. I really hate you, Nomegoan. I'll take my fucking A rank. I will take it, and I will cherish it. Fuck you. I don't feel like fighting you again. I really don't. By the way, 38 Yggdrasil leaves, ladies and gentlemen. 38. How is this possible? I believe it's X ranking King Latam. I believe that's how you get Yggdrasil leaves in that kind of quantity. Remove from bag. There you go. Wouldn't it be nice if I could take 38 Yggdrasil leaves into a fight? It wouldn't be that nice. I would probably complain if I were allowed to do that. I'd probably create some kind of lengthy YouTube rant about it. And complain that it's just, you know, it's an example of the game developers having no respect for the game they're making or something like that. Something very indignant. Alright, Valgurt time. So I think we managed a B rank last time. Our first attempt was a C rank. Second attempt was a B rank. Let's get an S, guys. Let's do it. And besides, this is the Dragon Slayer sword, isn't it? Oh. Alright. Dragon Lord's Doom. Am I a Dragon Lord, or am I a Dragon Slayer? Or perhaps becoming a Dragon Slayer makes you a Dragon Lord, because they're fucking scared of you. 99. And here we go. What's the strategy? I don't know. You know, I now realize, ladies and gentlemen, why I used to get a lot more damage out of the Absolute Zero Master Stroke, which was the Master Stroke for the Ice upgraded sword. So when you take your... when you get the Wrath of Boreas, okay? And you upgrade from the Aurora Blade, I think it's called? Basically, Red Nusadna upgraded. Take it to Aurora Blade, and then you make that green fucking sword. Basically, it's an ice element sword. It comes with the Absolute Zero Master Stroke. Very, very quick and easy to do the Master Stroke. Deals really good damage. Oh, you're still going. My god. So yeah, really quick and easy to do. Lots of damage. And I always wondered why, or at least nowadays I've been wondering why Absolute Zero was doing more damage than Dragon Lord's Doom. It's not that it's a better Master Stroke, it's that I can actually get it at full power, whereas Dragon Lord's Doom, I'm sorry, I don't have the masturbatory skills to actually do that enough. I don't know if masturbatory is a word, but if it is, definitely applicable to this situation. You want to know what else is applicable to this situation? Some kind of reference to getting fucked. Any sort of metaphor along those lines, because I'm completely out of sync with the monster right now. Barely keeping track. That is a risk sometimes when you come into this menu, because then you're back into the fight, and if you've forgotten the way you were dealing with things, as I say, you end up totally out of sync. So this is your opportunity to deal lots of damage, make the fight much faster. As you can see, that head's much faster than the first one. But, yeah. Anyway, the general point that I'm making is the Dragon Lord's Doom, despite being, I would imagine, a very effective Master Stroke, I'm having a tough time actually getting its full power. I think it's buff time, don't you? So, we're already casting Magna Shield. Yeah, definitely this cable. That's it. I've moved that cable now. I should have a more accurate movement on my Wii Remote. Because that cable was between my Wii Remote and the sensor bar, and it's just been causing little issues. Little issues. We should be much better now. Much better. Alright. Must have gotten the order wrong there. Okay, that's how it works. Can't do my Master Stroke now. I'll do it once I break out of this. So yeah, not very impressed with this Master Stroke, that's the bottom line. So Absolute Zero, which I used to use, you just draw a circle and then thrust. That's it. That's as good as I can do. I mean, again, how violent do they want me to do it? And if I just get in there and absolutely wank off, is the sensor bar even going to recognize that? Can the sensor bar understand that I'm just absolutely wailing on my Wii remote? Just completely losing it? Maybe it actually has a heart rate sensor in it that I didn't know about. Whoops, that was fucking stupid. I got distracted with hitting the monster thinking that I was being given an opportunity to do so, and then, as a result, I got smashed by the fire. Oh, that's some extra damage. Okay, replenish shield powder. Goodness sake. We want to make sure we don't hit back any... Oh, that's right. I was about to say we don't want to hit back any healing flame. That's the blue flame. Oh. But as I remember, the healing flame comes from the big head in the middle. More healing. Again, I've been using buff, but as I explained, I'm taking so many hits that it's not helping. So I think it's Floret time. Don't you guys think so? I'll do a fight of this guy. I probably won't do a second attempt with him just because the fight is so long. The other ones, it's like 4 minutes, 2 minutes, right? Whereas this one is a fucking 10-minute affair. And to do that twice is a bit time-consuming. Did a little better on that one. I had time to spare. Alright. Let's just go real hard. See? I'm going hard and it's actually a worse result. That felt harder. Maybe I was just tensing my arm more and wasn't actually moving the Wii remote, but it felt like it was more intense. Not good enough. Not good enough. Fuck me. It feels better than usual, doesn't it? Actually hitting the shit back. Sort of. A little bit. They very deliberately give you that lack of a center one to put you off. No, I knew I was gonna die there, because I'm getting distracted. I saw my health, but then I'm like, oh no, I have to hit back the fire as well. Anyway. Fight duration should be pretty good. Oh, shut up, Unlass. I need you back. Come over here. I could feel the song coming on briefly there. But I don't quite remember the lyrics. It's a fucking old song. Oh, see, I'm not hitting any of this back. I'm not healing you, mate. There's no way I can not heal you by hitting that shit back. Don't you understand? Time to die. Get out of here. So hit chain, it'll be pretty bad. Accuracy, pretty bad. I can feel that it's going to be an A rank. Even with the clear time, it's going to be an A rank. Yeah. There's our A rank. It's technically our best result, but it doesn't make me feel any good. Especially not when I am using the strongest weapon in the game. At least I got Yggdrasil Dew. That'll be useful. But I think Fleurette needs some attention. She really does. Because Anlas, again, it's not Anlas's fault. If I could play better, then Anlas would be more than enough, but he just doesn't feel like he's quite reaching the standard. So, you mentioned, AJ, that there is... Yeah, so reduces fire and ice damage by 30%, but is that going to... Oh no, this is actually better. Yeah, fire, ice, and lightning damage by 30%, so this would be the ideal one, but does that 30% reduction make up for the lack of the defense value? Or rather, the discrepancy between this and that? Do we want to give it a try with the Auroral Armor? Alright. It didn't take that long. I didn't actually see how long it took, to be honest with you. But it didn't feel like it was that lengthy. Oh. I need to actually replenish my Yggdrasil Dews because I've used 2 in one confrontation. It's quite embarrassing, actually. Oh no. Did I only use 1? Must have only used 1. I thought I'm quite sure. Look at that. Yeah. So why is it that... Oh, I need to go to fill pockets, right. So remember, if I do this, it takes 1 out of my bag. If I do fill pockets, it's all automated. Okay. I just thought that it would fill my bag automatically. Silly me. I have to press the special button. I don't have the dragon shield, no. I didn't know there was a dragon shield. I mean, there's the ogre shield, but no, there's no dragon shield that I've seen. Interestingly, Hossein, there is no special award for X ranking every confrontation. The reward is just for each individual success that you get. You know, you get the actual items that drop for an X rank. That's all you get. It's not recorded anywhere, to my knowledge, which is a little unfortunate. Alright, so we're doing this confrontation again with Auroral Armor, which might give us more resistance overall to the elemental attacks of this boss. AJ seems to think there's something that actually guards against dragon breath. That's extremely specific, but anyway. That is so difficult to get the correct order. People who are good at that are good at, you know, the game where they put the ball in the cup and they just do that business. But not only is it that game, you have to remember the path that the ball took as well. It's pretty involved. Oh, come on. I was off target there. I am missing it quite spectacularly, as you can tell. Bloody hell. It's gonna feel real good playing payback mode after all this. No comment. That's as good as I can do. I'm actually starting to feel my wrist now. Why was the damage so poor? 188? Surely I was doing better than that before. I can't believe it hasn't even gone above 200. That's horrific. I swear I was getting better results with a different Master Stroke. Maybe this dragon is actually resistant to Dragon Lord's Doom, which would make sense. Because maybe it's like a special dragon Master Stroke, and then actual dragons don't take much damage from it. Well, my Master Strokes then must be... or rather, whatever I was using before might actually be better against this boss. I'll have a look. I'll try something different next time. Give myself a reprieve from ferociously aggressive masturbation. Locate the enemy's weakness. Yeah, right. Thank you, Unless, as usual. It doesn't feel like I'm more resistant. I can say that. Might come out to a similar amount of defense. I really should be memorizing the values. Maybe it is better. Maybe it was closer to 45 rather than 30 last time. Oh my god, like, what's that? I was gonna flail my shield around and just catch all of those, hey? Sure, there are people out there who can do it. With a fucking Orichalcum teaspoon, I wouldn't doubt it. But I'm not one of those people. Alright. I'll buff again and then heal myself up. I feel like I'm doing worse than last time. I could be crazy. We'll have to make up for it with the fire side. We'll have to redirect those fire attacks. Alright. Not doing very well, am I? That was shit. Oh, thought you had stopped there, prick. I thought you'd stopped. But no, he was just waiting to give me a barrage. Alright, light fantastic. So again, we were like 180 something damage last time. Not good enough, really. Yeah, I can feel that it's better to go faster rather than slower. What's that? 217. Definitely better. Definitely better. For this boss specifically, I'll be doing light fantastic, because doing 180 something damage after doing all this crazy masturbating, I can't put up with that. Okay, well that was good damage apparently. Could have done with that a little sooner actually, that Magna Shield. You can see that did a number on my shield though. I have to be pretty quick to get my extra damage out though. I only get a few slashes in for the boosted damage. Think of it as like counterattack damage. There's only a specific window in which it will come out. Ooh, I completely fucked that up. So yeah, all this mid-heals, all this mid-healing that I'm doing, which has a cost of 4 MP, quite frankly, not necessary with Floret. You'll just do a full heal, done. You may find yourself that you're at greater risk because you're waiting to have lower health, but no. I don't think it really plays out that way. Because if you're healing at 200, there you go, 6 MP, done, fully healed. It's faster too. I couldn't see where that was going. That, on the other hand, much more visible. Alright, Master Stroke once he comes out of this. Sorry, a bit distracted there. Alright, let's hit back this fire, seeing as though it's right here. Okay. Line fantastic. And also, to be clear, if we were to do elemental extremes, we'd be doing more damage than this, I think. But the downside to that is that elemental extremes is a buddy blow, which will consume a lot of Anlas's MP. Maybe we'll do that next time, because if you think about it, we have magic water, and we have access to a lot of magic water, so let's just do it. I can't remember what Fleurette's buddy blow is. I wonder if it's any good. That was a good opportunity. Fucking hell, what is that? I'm sorry, that last one in particular. The other ones I'm happy to take responsibility for the fact that I suck. That last one though, that was incomprehensible. That was like an alien language. Whatever. Probably not the best time to lose Magna Shield. It's buddy blow, not body blow. But buddy blow could also be problematic from the perspective of sexual innuendo. But perhaps not unfortunate when referring to Fleurette. Can't imagine that happening in combat though, that would be risky. Keep it together, guys. Alright, I didn't even know where that was going. I'd already forgotten. The Z stroke there, like as it goes down the diagonal, is quite quick, so you have to be fast on that one. Again, this is where the damage is. It's hitting back the fire, so I need to take full advantage of this, which I am, fortunately. You can see this is working in my favor pretty well. Oh. That's alright. I think the only downside to this, and it is a serious downside, I've now lost my Master Stroke. I believe that when you revive, it goes back to 0. Yep. So there you go. There's one of your downsides in case you didn't know about it. I was sitting at 100 and now I'm back down to 0, but... Heal me. I'm sorry, it just drives me nuts. It sort of overwhelms me when I have damaging attacks and healing attacks coming at me as well. Here we go. Never mind. Thought that was going to be the fire one. Here we go, death blow. I feel like that has the potential to be better than last time, but not by much, if so. Unless is at level 99. It's a good fight to get him to level 99. What have we got? No, it's worse. Definitely worse. Fucking hell. I think it's... was it the clear time? I think my hit chain was better this time, but... whatever. So I believe now we can purchase... well, not just purchase, but forge the Metal King sword. So let's just do that, and... I think it's Fleurette time. Was I really one hit away from 100% accuracy? That's pretty sad. I'm sure 100% accuracy will give you a decent bonus, even during that fight, but it wouldn't be as good as, say, Der Gib. Certainly no McGowan. Imagine 100% accuracy with no McGowan. With like 1 minute clear time. That's what it would be. 100% accuracy against no McGowan would therefore give you a very quick fight. Okay. I wanted to do the buddy blow there, Elemental Extremes, but didn't really get the opportunity. Metal Kingsword. You happy with that? Yeah, I'm pretty happy, mate. Not that happy with the fact that I can't play the game properly, but aside from that, I'm doing well. Job's a good one. Sure. I do intend to fight King Latem. Now here's the question. Well, it's not even a question because I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but I'm quite sure this sword doesn't come with a Master Stroke, which is really annoying. Imagine if it was just like a giant slime landing on your enemy or something. I don't know. Like a giant King Latem. Or just any size King Latem, to be honest. I'm not even that concerned about the size. I'd like that. Maybe it could be... Like, what would the movements be? Maybe you have to do this? Could you imagine? Oh, do it as quickly as you can! Oh my god, try to do it without pressing buttons! That would be, you know, just a troll Master Stroke. Something ridiculous that no one can do well. Anyway, here we are. This is the Metal King Sword, and I will equip the Liquid Metal Armor. I'm doing it not because I'm going to get hit. There is no possibility of me being hit by King Latem, but I do it because otherwise I'm going to forget to re-equip it. So yeah, Metal King Sword, effective against metal monsters. So obviously, it's also going to be good in the field when you're fighting any of those little metal monsters that make an appearance, but it is particularly good against King Latem. So let's have a look and see how quickly we can do this. Fleuret, I believe we've only taken with us once, ever. And that would have been to Arondite 8. So, here we go. Already over. Don't know if you remember how it was before. Alright, how many times is she going to level up first time? 1, 2, 3, 4. I was actually hoping for more than that. Oh well. Yeah. That 1 extra damage makes a big difference. Auto fucking X rank. Mostly thanks to this. If I get 100% accuracy, I'll be getting much better than that. So yeah, my best rank, my best clear time, not clear time, sorry, my best score so far has been 26,000. It can definitely get better than that. I wonder what it would have been on my other character. Almost tempted to check. Yeah, I will continue. I was tempted to go and load my other profiles and see what my best scores were, but that would require me to go all the way from the church back to here, so I'm not going to do that. Oh yeah, I need to edit Fleuret's tactics, I think, because she automatically cast... she did a casting of Magna Shield on me automatically, so... I need her to be less assertive. Attention? No. No. Lady. You speak when spoken to. Sorry, these are very tasteless jokes that I'm making, but... The point is that, I don't want her casting her own stuff when we're in more serious confrontations where the consumption of MP is important. And that was much worse on account of my accuracy. You can see the Orichalcum gold bars that I'm receiving. It's a lot of it. Alright, let's change tactics. Apparently it changes depending on who you equip. I don't know, like, why is she doing things of her own accord? In fact, where do I go to change my tactics? Settings. What? Oh, it is actually... Okay, understood. So, change tactics takes place during the confrontation, and it is different for every follower. So the tactics that you set, and it's understandable why, it's because, you know, the different followers, the different companions that you have different abilities, so maybe you would like some to be more aggressive than others. Oh, this is pathetic. Not a good result. Yeah, alright. King Latem. Yeah, well, I forgot to change my tactics. Oh no, I haven't. I haven't lost my opportunity to do so. Miscellaneous, change tactics, follow orders. Yeah, Fleurette. Attention, follow orders. Alright. So in addition to leveling up Fleurette, I'm also leveling myself up, which I was going to do anyway. And in the end, it's something different to look at compared with before because I've got a new sword, and I do have room for improvement. I've been getting pretty shitty scores considering what sword I'm using. So let's go for a 100% accurate run with the fastest clear time we can manage. Let's see what we've got. Okay, already fucked it up. Let's go for the fastest possible run we can get if we've already messed up the accuracy. It does make a difference to clear it faster. In terms of the actual time you're spending playing it. That clear time was really good. 8,200 points. I'm selecting no for the saving just so that we can get to the next fight faster. So, as I explained, I will make an attempt to clear Edda Suffix without... Oh, will I? I suppose we'll try using Unless. But yeah, what I was going to say is that we will try Edda Suffix without being at max level. Okay, let's just do a random fucking thrust into the ether and ruin our opportunity to get 100% accuracy. Starting to piss me off a little bit, to be honest. Okay, Fleurette has multi-heal. Full heal is what we really want. But to be honest, we wouldn't really want to take her into a confrontation with, say, Edda Suffix if she didn't have the health to take some of his attacks. And she probably wouldn't have enough health until at least level 80, so... I don't know what I'm doing here, I don't know if I'm committing to leveling up Fleurette. What I will tell you is that Unless is at max, so it would be somewhat ridiculous for me to be bringing Unless while fighting King Latem here. 100% accuracy, guys. Never mind. It's just because sometimes, you don't really get the attack through, even though it should have gone through, sometimes it just doesn't. I don't think it's chance-based. I just think the opportunities are not as clear as you might hope them to be. Alright, we'll do a few more of these, maybe, because at this stage I'm just trying to get to 100% accuracy. Maybe we'll keep doing this until I get 100% accuracy, and then we'll give Edda Suffix a try. I'm not guaranteed to succeed first try. It might happen, but... See that shit? Like, what's that supposed to be? Oh, I evaded your attack, like... Eat my ass. I'm trying to get 100% accuracy here. And 100% accuracy will therefore coincide with the best possible hit chain I can get with the Metal King sword. Best clear time so far, I think. 15 seconds. I will save now. You never know when your Wii might just freeze or something. I can't imagine that it will overheat. I do have my air conditioning on. But you never know when things go wrong. Ah, okay. I got a little too excited there. Asshole. I'm sure I can get 100%. Let's just keep trying. Let's do it. S rank. Not good. But yeah, that 100% accuracy, I might sacrifice a little bit of time to get the 100% accuracy, but if I stand around waiting for the opportunity for too long, it actually increases the chance that King Latem will evade your attack, I think. Oh. No, whatever. Sometimes when he stays in front of you at the very start, you've got a chance to get 2 attacks out immediately. Oh yeah, Moulin Rage, get it? Because she's French. I don't remember what Moulin Rage actually does. I barely remember it. The fact that it says Rage tells me that it's not some kind of support-based Master Stroke. It must deal damage. How it compares with Elemental Extremes, I couldn't say. I would purely be guessing. But maybe it's decent. I'm tempted to try it out. Oh, that possibly was an opportunity to hit him 3 times. Oh, there we go. Here's our best possible score, guys. This is it. 7 hits. Really felicitous and ideal movements from King Latem. What have we got? Mwah! New high score. Clear time 16. 100% accuracy. Longest hit chain 7. That's just about the best that I can do. Because that was a really fortunate AI movement. Alright, so I said that I'd take on Edas Sophix. I'm going to do it. Because I do have a companion at max level now. And I'm at level 87. I'm currently at 800 health. I've got Unlas at level 99. I am capable of clearing the final boss now. Well, within reason, it's possible, but it may be difficult because I'm not that good at the game. So, as I said, it's all of these fights, plus the final fight, all in one mirror, all in one confrontation. Let's make sure that we are ready. That's enough replenish shield powder, but let's fill pockets anyway, in case we did have some. All full here. More like awful rather than all full. And, yeah. This is as good a time as any as to give it a try. We've got Unlast level 99. Let's just see how we do. Just keep in mind, we will be grinding ourselves to the bone. We will be reaching pretty much the end of all MP that we can possibly consume. Oh, bad start. I'm not interested in scores, by the way. That's not acceptable. I can't be doing that. I can't be doing that. So we're going to try that again. It may have actually been faster to just accept the death, now that I think about it. To have not revived myself. Oh well, that was a bad decision now that I think about it. Because now this will be slower. Come on. That's alright, I know for next time. If I die, I don't need to reset, I can just accept the death and not use a Yggdrasil leaf. So yeah, what I was doing there was putting myself in danger to take full advantage of the damage that was coming my way that I could then redirect back at the monster, back at Nermiguen. But I was being excessively reckless. I do still have this lady with her mini-games. At least I think she's a lady. It's just hard to tell because the other guy's got big pecs as well, so... It basically just looks like the same guy, but with a sheer bra type thing. I think the fact that it's sheer might indicate that it's not actually a woman, because this is a game for kids. Well, not really a game for kids. I'm engaging the wrong boss. But yeah, it's a game for all ages. And lady nipples are not acceptable for children. And those lady nipples in particular are not acceptable for children. Mate, the fight's only just started and you're already groaning. You're also already insulting me. That fucking open barrage, man. Alright. That's okay. It's a really good start, isn't it? I will try again, yes. So, what a good start to a fight that goes on for like, what? 20 minutes? I keep failing right at the start. Jesus. I need to get a grip. Oh, I've got the wrong sword, actually. That's a very good point as well. So, I guess I'll intentionally die. This is just... I don't know what's happening. This has just been a terrible run. I'm referring to the whole live stream now. Not just this particular one, but just overall. From the moment that I got into the endgame, it's just been a bit of a joke, to be honest. I just haven't been able to step up to the level of skill that's needed to play properly. I will not use a leaf, and I will not try again, because I don't have the right sword equipped. Alright. So, equipment. This is what we want. It's 11 more damage than the other one. Certainly worthwhile equipping the strongest thing that we have when taking on the final boss. What's this, third or fourth attempt? And we've barely even scratched the surface of what is required of this fight? Fucking hell. So, the way that this boss attacks is a little different here in the Edas Sophix fight. It seems that we get the barrage right at the start, and as I say, it's a good thing as well, because we can get more damage out faster. Oh no, not necessarily. It seems that, I was just getting bad luck. You're already healing yourself? Get a grip, man. Get with it. Seem to be doing alright there. Oh, stop. Of course, it's very frustrating when you're physically hitting it, because he moves so much when you flinch him. Alright. Heal ourselves up. I'm tempted to not use my Master Stroke right now because I'm actually going to be dealing a whole lot more damage returning all this stuff. Let's buff. Look at me completely fucking this up. But just see the difference in health from when I last healed to now. So I've made the right decision not doing my Master Stroke. I might end with a Master Stroke. I think that's the best way to do it. Because if you think about it, next up is Durgib. So I will be given a good opportunity to build up my Master Stroke gauge at that point. I don't even know if it's worth doing this. This might reset the barrage anyway, which is probably a good thing. Probably, well, I certainly shouldn't have bothered with Dragon Lord's Doom, knowing that the boss is basically already dead anyway. That's one of the best results I've had so far, and simultaneously one of the calmest masturbation attempts that I've done. Maybe least passionate, we could say. Oh, interestingly. No death blow required. Have I been labouring under the misapprehension this entire time that I needed to do a death blow? Or is it just different for this? I don't know. Maybe it's a... Oh, that's what it is! It's different because they're being treated as actual mobs, but in like an arena environment. So there are multiple enemies to be killed within the ultimate boss fight. So there is no death blow. The death blow is for Edar Sophix, because this continues on. Does that make sense? So a death blow is effectively when you are completing the quest, as it were. Which is not happening here. So that means I can actually do a Master Stroke to kill the bosses. That's an interesting distinguishing feature between those fights and this one. I'd say that actually makes this a little easier. That's a big deal. Alright, he will be jumping back shortly. And I'll do... well, I won't do buff yet. Oh, he's not... does he not jump back? What the hell? What the hell's he doing? Does he not jump back? That was a really delayed jump back. Must just be different because we're doing the Edar Sophix version of his fight. Very well. Keeping Unless healed as well. Oh my god! This fight is just different. It's completely fucking different. I have to memorize how this fight plays out. For those of you who have been watching from the start, you will be able to attest to the fact that the way this fight is playing out is different enough for me to need to do other things. It's actually easier, but because I'm expecting something other than what's happening, I'm playing a little worse. But it turns out that Durgib is actually my key to getting a really good score in Edar Sophix, and I will tell you why. Well, actually, no, it's not. I've just completely changed my mind, because included in Edar Sophix is, in fact, Valgurt. So, I was going to talk about hit chain. I guess you could also say accuracy. You know, good accuracy is going to be experienced. I'm going to have better accuracy here, thanks to the way that fight plays out in the Edar Sophix version, but in terms of hit chain, no. There will be an expectation of a very high hit chain for the max hit chain, courtesy of the fact that Valgurt Nedlog was part of the fight, part of the overall confrontation. So, very well. On to the next one. Pretty brutal, huh? And you do still have the... Remember when I was saying that with Valgurt Nedlog, you fight all three heads at the start? It turns out I wasn't hallucinating that. That wasn't just a random false memory. That's how it is in Eddar Sophics. So you don't go to either side. I believe you still will have a revival. I think you do have to drop the health all the way twice. But perhaps not, we'll find out. I'm holding out hope actually now that we're here. This is an opportunity to deal extra damage, so I'm going to do that. Alright. So as I said, wait. Oh yeah, Elemental Extremes. We're not actually going to do Elemental Extremes because we do need as much MP as possible. So, let's do Light Fantastic. I was looking for Moulin Rage, but no, it's not here. Because I don't have Fleurette with me, that's why. And as I said, there is no Master Stroke, unfortunately, for the Metal King Sword. I would have liked that. I don't know why they didn't do it. Because keep in mind, we're forging from nothing, effectively, the Dragon Slayer Sword as well. Dragon Slayer King Sword. Whoa, that came much faster than expected. I think it's buff time. Definitely need to consider buffing very soon. Look how much faster this fight has been. The reason why is because they're giving us more opportunities to deal damage to Valgurt. I have to shield this stuff. There's just no point trying to return that shit. It's ridiculous. Alright, there you go. And it turns out we do get a death blow for Valgurt Nedlog. So that means the first three are their own confrontation. Sheath, and then you come into Eddar Sophics. How weird is that? Okay, so they're treated as their own separate confrontation, and then you come into Eddar Sophics. This is a hard fight, I have to tell you. So, very important. Eddar Sophics, breakable shield. Same as the original. So, you don't want to be fighting him with his shield. So just keep slashing it. It's just one of those weird things where there is no indication that you are progressively damaging the shield, but you are. So I actually encourage you to keep slashing at something that very clearly is blocking all of your damage. I don't know why they do that, and I don't actually remember how I figured out that you could break that shield. I don't know if it was through my own experience or through someone else showing me or what. It was before I was live streaming the game, I know that. So maybe it was included in a comment in a previous recording. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if I'll be doing buff or not. You can see that the amount of damage that we're taking from him is extreme. So, Dragonlord's Doom. Getting straight in there. Chances of success, I'd say about 90%. It might sound a little negative to give myself a 10% chance of failure, but you have to understand that Eddar Sophics has extreme health. That's the thing, like, we should be treating this as if we're coming into this not having done the previous confrontations. Like, those previous 3 confrontations, in order to succeed against Eddar Sophics, you should treat that as if they don't exist. You should not have really expended much of your MP or HP or anything in order to get to this point. I have done, right? I have done. So, I don't have high expectations of success. I knew I had to shield there, I just didn't do it in time. No health bar, of course. I am concerned It is a shame to do a long fight, but then still fail, but I did want to try this. I wanted to try it with Anlas to see how I would go. And it turns out I'm doing reasonably okay. I remember the fight reasonably well. That stamp's a little different from the original Xiphos fight, but I remember how it is here. It's probably because I've done this fight a lot of times. Do you see, like, what I just did there is a good indication of how important it is to attack once you've finished guarding something. I don't remember what all of the opportunities are, so you can see I'm just going for it. And I was rewarded by getting a good counter-attack in there. Let's just use Replenish Shield Powder. We're at a point in the fight where 6 is definitely enough from this point on. So let's just make sure we have the guard capability to deal with this, for example. Next, Dragon Lord's Doom. I believe we're at like level 86, 87 as we do this. I could possibly redeem myself for my fucking pathetic behavior, my pathetic attempt at getting good scores in this game. If I can beat Eddar Sophics with this level. I'm definitely not under-leveled, to be clear, but I'm not at max level, so it makes me feel a little better. It's a small step towards redemption. See? If you do a quick counterattack, you can get some damage in, and it's so important to just have those opportunities to get damage out. You can see that I'm only dealing 25 damage. That's courtesy of his defense, or rather, a result of the defense that he has. Other bosses we've been fighting, they're taking more like 35 damage. Didn't get an opportunity there because I didn't block all of it. I seem to remember thinking that buff was worthwhile, but do you know what? I think we want to wait until he's broken the footing that we have here. At a certain point, he'll break the floor. Another thing. He does a master stroke called the Figure of Hate. And we're going to be using Yggdrasil Dew to recover our health from that. Otherwise, like, we are going to be wasting our MP recovering health from that. And Figure of Hate is the reason why you need your companion to be of a certain level to take on Eddar Sophics. Because Figure of Hate is a guaranteed point at which you'll take damage. You cannot avoid taking damage from Figure of Hate. You can only reduce the damage that is dealt. But it's more like reducing the chance of one shot. That's how much damage is dealt. So even as you're reducing the damage, you're still probably going to have like 80% of your health taken from you. And 80% of your health is going to be more for your companion, because your companion will always have a little bit less. So Anlas is at 99, I'm at 87. And you can see he's at 780 and I'm at 800. So this is a good opportunity to get your Master Stroke gauge up. Magnus Shield. Getting close to using a Replenish Shield Powder. We haven't reached the next stage yet. You can see that we don't get the original first stage of Xiphos. We go straight to version 2. Or his second form, whatever you want to call it. Stage 2 would be the better terminology. But as I say, the amount of health this guy has is stupid. So, I'm not pulling any punches, we'll put it that way. Have I now amended my chances of failure or chances of success? No. I feel the same way about it. 90% chance. We're now at stage 2. Violently shaking to the finish line, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Doing this fight was a big deal in the past. Alright, so he's returned our shield to its normal size. Let's just respond to that with another Magna Shield, because this attack is nightmarish. I hope you can see why that's a nightmarish attack. It is because it's extremely difficult to block even with Magna Shield in effect. Like, I can't quite make sense of it. I don't know where the lasers are even going. It looks like I'm blocking them, but in reality, I'm missing most of it, so I don't understand it. I'm simultaneously missing it and also having my shield damaged, so it makes me think that it hits through the shield somehow. I don't know. Anyway, we're at stage 2 and it does get harder, it really does. Alright. This is where Xiphos will deal damage to your companion. You cannot prevent this damage. All you can do is attack Xiphos while he's doing it. You can see you've got a pretty healthy opportunity to deal damage to Xiphos after that. You reckon twist the shield to block it? That is something I hadn't considered until you mentioned it, so maybe I will do that. So here's the question. Do you know what I'll do? I know what I'll do. So I'm worried about the MP consumption of healing Anlas. I'm definitely not going to allow Anlas to die when he's at 139 MP. That is a lot of MP yet to be expended. So I will heal him up like this. I don't consider this a waste. Not in this fight. I hope this is a good use of those. I don't think it's better. Like, on a balance of what's actually going on, I don't think it's better for me to save them for myself. Okay, so he's getting ready for Figure of Hate. What I might actually do, because I need to go, is I'm going to go to the bathroom. We're at a pretty good health level, both of us. But let's make sure Anlas is at full. We will do that, because it's so important that Anlas survives. Well, no, he will definitely survive. He's at max level, so it's not like he's under-leveled at all. Anyway, I'll be back in a moment. I've been accused of going off to practice my violent shaking before the big dunk. Yeah. Okay, so as I said, what's coming up ahead is inevitable damage. You will take damage from what comes up, and honestly, there is a bit of violence needed in order to reduce the damage that is dealt to you. So, it's called Figure of Hate. Xiphos goes into his Master Stroke. You will have seen it in the previous Xiphos fight. Same deal. It's just we're now at the final boss of this game. The problem with it is that as you swing your sword, not all of your swings will actually come through. It feels as if you've got a faulty sensor bar. You know, swinging your sword as hard as you can, and only some slashes are coming through. And, what that means is that you're never going to completely cut away the effectiveness of his Master Stroke. I really hope I succeed here, because while I was gone, I was thinking, it'd be nice to do a payback mode recording back to back with this one. I will do that if we succeed in this fight. If we don't succeed in this fight, then payback mode will come another time. But I'll do payback mode today if we do succeed. I promise you that. Alright, so I'm just going to get Anlas up to 780. I do not want to be using a Yggdrasil leaf on him every time we get Figure of Hate. Let's see how we do. Let's see how we do. See this? Nothing's coming through. Maybe I have to do it this way. That's not good. I seem to remember getting around 50 as ideal. This is probably going to kill Anlas even now. What have we got? I cannot be accused of not having slashed my sword. Can I also remind you of one of the downsides to having this happen? If I need to use a Yggdrasil leaf, all of my Master Stroke gauge is gone. It returns to 0. So my 73% is now gone. I'm convinced that it's this Master Stroke that is the main problem with this fight. And I think I'm pretty sure I know how to do it now. Remember I was going on about how, oh, I'll use a Yggdrasil due to heal us. No, we didn't even survive. So, this is it. That's all I can do. So, I think doing long horizontal strokes back and forth is the best way to do it. I seemed to get results once I did that. So, let's give that a try. Also, I wonder if having a buff enabled at the time of the... that was so interesting. Just in that moment there. Oh, God. So just in that moment there, Xiphos was casting his D-spell, which should remove your Magna Shield, but it just didn't work. I don't know why. It's a bit unusual. Of course, you don't really know how much damage you've dealt either. There's no clear indication of how you're doing. Look at it coming again. What should I do? Should I waste healing on Anlas, or... So we're at 800 HP. It's a moment of truth. No, AJ, if you slash like fighting normally, wow, it's, it doesn't come through. It's off-putting, because it feels like it just doesn't work. You're just swinging your sword and it just doesn't work. I feel like it's a waste of Yggdrasil dew, but... no. This is all going to depend on my technique. Let's do it. Let's see what we've got. Big horizontal swings. That's it. That's how you do it. Big horizontal swings, very, very obviously swung. You cannot allow for small swings. That is what allowed me to survive that. And this is the outcome I was hoping for. So what I do is I Yggdrasil Leaf you, and then I Yggdrasil Dew. It feels like a waste, because Yggdrasil Dew fully heals both people. But like... there's not much I can do. Clearly, Unless has worse defense, because if you look at a 20 HP difference, but I'm at 75 HP and he died, so there is also a defense difference to factor in here. Feels like a waste, but it's a necessity. It's what it is. And that was with a buff. I wonder if the buff is why I survived. I don't know. I don't know for certain. But to be absolutely sure that I survive, I will be using a buff every time now. Now, another thing, I do not know. Alright, here we go. One thing I don't know is what the requirements are. Well, sorry, I don't know what prompts Eddar Sophics to do the Master Stroke. I actually knocked him out of that. What the fuck? Surprised I knocked him out of that. No, I have no magic water. In order to fight Eddar Sophics with the level of MP that Arnlus had going in, I used all 5 of my magic water. Come on, don't fuck up now. 66? Fine. Which equates to like 220 damage, which is not good. It's not what I want. Oh no, better than I said. Better than I said. Okay. Oh no, excuse me. Remember when I was talking about how I survived, but Unless didn't? I allowed Unless to die that time. I did not fully heal him. That was a mistake. So yeah, sorry if that confused anyone who was like hanging on my every word and really paying attention to what I was saying. I thought that I had fully healed Unless, but I hadn't done so. I don't think I had. Had I? I don't think I had done. No. I'm quite sure I had allowed him to lose health. Due to a lack of healing wares, I'm healing him with HP, or with MP, sorry. Quite valuable MP. Remember, no health from Eddar Sophics, so I can't possibly know how we're doing here. All I can tell you is that at max level... Here we go again. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what's coming. All I can say is buff. If Unless dies, it means we've lost 79 MP, effectively. I think we did better that time. Will Unless survive at full health? Yes! That means everything. That means everything. That's going to be the difference between us succeeding and failing here. Because, look at that. Done. Buff plus wide and very clear horizontal swings. That is the difference between success and failure here. And I will be doing another Magna Shield. He's dealing damage to Unless again, but that's alright. We can knock him out of it. Remember, he gives us a very good opportunity to harm him once we come to the end of him dealing damage to Unless. This is You know, unfortunate for our companion, but a big deal for hitting the boss. What shall I do with Unless? Shall I... I want this to just be used to top up small amounts of health. I'm not going to sink that into his HP now. Unless is only useful for as long as he has MP, by the way. He has no use to me once he's out of MP, so I need to balance the MP consumption with healing him, with the fact that I also need him to be able to do something once he recovers his HP, right? So... $65 is about as good as I can expect with Dragonlord's Doom. Always good to have an opportunity. Okay. I'm always dreading him doing that. We've still got a Yggdrasil due. But it just means that we can't do much more beyond this. This is why the amount of damage we deal is key. Oh, we don't have buff! We don't have buff. We might fail this one. Is that all it takes for us to fail? Failing to do buff? It was a guess as to it helping or not helping. I've got no idea if the damage applied by this will be affected by buff, or mitigated in any way by buff. I don't know. It does not appear to have any effect. I didn't actually look to see how much I had reduced the damage, but I don't think buff actually makes a difference there. It does not appear to. Obviously that doesn't mean that buff is not useful when fighting this guy. Generally. I'm not going to cast buff again though. Oh, that's right, he's got another mode. I haven't even reached his final mode. I have now. This is just fucking relentless, isn't it? Let's buff now. I think we need to. And Magna Shield. I almost can't believe I'm spending MP on this, but my instincts tell me this is the way it needs to be done. I don't remember what percentage of his health this is, but I do know that hitting this shit back is so important. I can't be making those mistakes now. I can't be. Hitting this back, can I just make it very clear, hitting these back is going to be the difference between success and failure, and if I'm not just failing to hit them back, but taking hits from them, that's it. That's the end of the road. Speaking of the end of the road, we are coming to the end of our MP as well. Oh my god. Alright, where are the next indicators? Diagonal that way. I'm trying. I'm hitting them back. I'm doing my level best to hit those back, and it just... I'm at the end of the road. Hitting those back, hitting whatever comes my way back is the only way I'm going to succeed. I know it sounds dangerous, but I need him to keep throwing those at me. Otherwise, I can't win. I can't win on my own damage, but I can win on returning his damage onto him. Come on, do it! Piece of shit. Fucking stupid masturbating attack. Useless. What a joke. Okay. Replenish shield powder. The pressure is on. You know, it's one thing to say, oh, I've got, you know, however chance of failure when I'm at the start of the fight. It's a rather different story when you're coming towards the end of it. I'm not going to put any figure on. I'm not going to give you a percentage value. No percentage value on the chances of success here. But I can tell you, I need to do my best. But he didn't even give me an opportunity to deal more damage after that. I don't think he can do the Master Stroke anymore. I'm sorry, those orbs do not make sense to me. I have now failed, just to be very clear, that's the end. I failed that fight, and that's okay. You know, we got very close, I was prepared for us to fail, but those orbs are the problem. When you are at the end of the road, you've got basically no way to recover your health anymore. Taking 100 damage per hit on seemingly unreturnable orbs, you know, you're given the blue indicator so you can return them, but just, you know, you're doing the diagonals. It looks like you've got it, but actually it's quite important to get the right timing with it. It's very important to get the right timing because, and it is different to, for example, the Valgurt fireballs. You need to actually get it right on, and if you don't get it right on, hey, you take the hit. That's like 220 to 250 damage when you get hit by two of those, and they come as a barrage at the end of the fight when you've got no way to recover your health. This is why I wait until I'm at the max level to fight that fucking boss. It's because he's unfair, and I would like to think that my performance in that fight makes it clear that I've done it many times before, I've internalized some strategies to deal with it, but it's not good enough. You know, you do actually need to perform to a pretty high level in order to succeed, and, you know, if you don't have enough actual HP to take some of those attacks, that's it. It is the final boss, and it is a boss that is designed to really shit on you. I'd say we got very close. Very close. We were level 87. But, there you go. Let's cool it down. Let's lower the temperature a bit with some King Laten. And let's dwell on how we could have improved that. So the first point I'll make is that I'm not really convinced that buff actually helps with the Figure of Hate Master Stroke. It seemed to be immaterial. It might have actually helped in a small way, but I couldn't see that. So I definitely, going forward, don't need to worry about buff. What does that mean? It means that in choosing between Anlas and Florat, Florat is still a good choice because I believe Florat does have Magna Shield, and that's a crucial point. I'm quite sure she has Magna Shield. Maybe she has it already, I should double check that. Can I even see? No, I don't think I can see what her spells are. I can see now, like once I engage King Laten or attempt to. Magna Shield. So she gets Magna Shield, mid-heal, multi-heal, Squelch, Bisolka, which is her only damaging attack. It's quite low damage. She also gets full heal. So Magna Shield and full heal. Like, that's something I can beat the game with. That's something I've beaten the game with, and I think that she is most useful for that. It has to do with MP consumption relative to your amount of HP. Like, when you're recovering all of that HP, it adds up. But Ooh, I almost had the best score I could get. That actually, in terms of how Laten was moving there, that was an opportunity to get an insanely good score. Just didn't happen. Yeah, so I did figure out how to survive Figure of Hate, which was good. And you know, I was I was under the pump. I either figured it out and survived, or failed to figure out or died. It was at that point. And I figured it out and survived. You know, this is in an environment where it feels like the game's not even responding to your sensor bar as you swing your Wii Remote. So you do different things to figure out what is going to be most responsive. Like, what movement is going to be most responsive, and it turns out long horizontal swings is the best way to do it. Or at least, that's what I decided based on my experience there. Short, rapid-fire swings were not coming through at all. It's like I wasn't even swinging my Wii Remote. And keep in mind, in a normal confrontation, it's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But for that, not acceptable. So I'll sell 40. You can see how much gold you get in one hit there. Sell a few gold bars as well. I'm really at the point where I just don't need many of these anymore. And I'm going to get a whole lot more of them. So yes, after that fight, I'm pretty content now to do my next attempt at level 99. With Fleurette, by the way. I will be doing it with Fleurette. I somewhat regret leveling up Unless to 99. But at least I'll be able to get Fleurette leveled up while I continue to level myself up. It's not going to be completely dedicated to increasing her level. To be clear, I'm probably not going to get to 99 in this recording. I'm not pushing to do that. I just feel like I have things to reflect upon after that fight. And it's that A, Fleurette is the best choice, and B, Figure of Fate can be dealt with long horizontal swings. So... And by the way, you can use Bisolka for Der Gib. So I've been talking about Sizz and Sizzle for Der Gib. Bisolka works just fine. I had forgotten about her having that Bisolka attack. But now I remember, oh, there you go, Fleurette learns full heal. And again, as I said, the effectiveness of that full heal is proportional to your amount of HP that you're healing. Because full heal is an absolute, it means that you're recovering all of it. And the HP, or excuse me, the MP consumption for that skill does not change. So, as you level up, that skill becomes more and more efficient and effective. So I would say for the end game. I wouldn't say necessarily for early and mid game you should go with Fleurette, but definitely for the end game, do Fleurette. We've got a good movement pattern, but I fucked it up. Oh well. $22,000. It'd be nice if the rank that you got affected the amount of experience that you got. I would like that, because then that's another way to incentivize good performance against King Latem, for example. But no, just affects the rewards you receive. Which is not inclusive of your experience. Experience is set. Experience is dropped by the mob itself. Yeah, he was fixing to not give me 100% that time. You can see, he just sort of looks at you. He's like, come on, attack me so I can evade you. Arsehole. That's one of the worst runs I've had so far with this sword, actually. What an arse. You can see I'm progressing beyond 800 HP. But, yeah. And that's really what it is. It's how much HP do you have left after, you know, Figure of Fate. And I suppose a question to ask as well is how the max HP differs between the different comrades that you fight with. Anyway, I will be doing another recording after this one. I suspect that the next recording that I do will be inclusive of a payback mode run. So, like, I'll begin the next recording and I'll do Edar Sophics, which will take up probably the first 30 minutes of the recording, and then it'll be payback mode after that, and I'll just continue for as long as I feel like. Payback mode is very satisfying when you've come from this stage of the game where you're really struggling with that suffix. Yeah, I've been going for 2 hours and 43 minutes. The actual live stream will be, or the VOD will be a little bit less than that due to a false start. Courtesy of OBS and its shenanigans relating to syncing. But I will, I'll be back with you soon, hopefully. Probably won't be the next recording that I do on the Doomlink channel, but it'll come within the next few weeks. For the time being, I bid you all farewell, and I hope you enjoyed this attempt at finishing the game. We'll get it done next time, don't worry. Goodbye for now.